What if I told you that Love and Hip Hop just went from messy reality TV to a full-blown federal case, and no one, not even Mona Scott, can spin this into a storyline anymore? Lil Scrappy, the self-proclaimed Prince of the South, just got dragged from the studio to the courtroom and straight into a jail cell. And no, this ain't for missing a reunion taping. But baby, that's just the warm-up. Because while Scrappy was getting sentenced, Stevie J, yes, Mr. Dangerously Petty himself, got jumped outside the courthouse like he was in a bet movie. And why? Allegedly for snitching. But not just on anyone, on Bambi. Yep, the same. Bambi, who once had the internet praising her globe, now has folks whispering about tax fraud, document tampering, and a cousin who works in finance. What even is that? Are we watching Love and Hip Hop, or How to Get Away with Manipulating Child Support Payments? The wigs are flying, the feds are circling, and y'all, receipts are burning, literally. So buckle up, because what we're about to unpack makes reality TV look like a church picnic. This ain't drama anymore. This is a straight-up war. It all started like most Love and Hip Hop disasters do, with some passive-aggressive posts, a messy breakup, and whispers floating through cast trailers like cheap perfume. But this time, those whispers turned into full-blown sirens. Lil Scrappy, the same man who once screamed, "Put them paws on M," just got hit with a jail sentence so real, even Mona Scott couldn't script her way around it. And no, this ain't no overnight detainment or suspended sentence. We're talking cold, hard time. Sources inside the courtroom say the charges had been building behind the scenes for months, maybe even years. Bench warrants stacked up like old mixtapes. All because Scrappy kept skipping court dates, ducking child support hearings, and allegedly hiding his income from the state. And when we say hiding income, we don't mean stashing a few checks. We're talking about undisclosed cash payments from club appearances, pop-up gigs, and under-label hosting fees that never made it to Uncle Sam's inbox. One court clerk allegedly told a gossip page under the name Court to Queen that Scrappy had been warned multiple times to appear and provide financial documentation, but chose instead to ghost the system like an ex who still watches your stories. But here's where the tea boils over, because on the day of sentencing, when Scrappy thought he was just walking into another routine hearing, Stevie J showed up like it was a season finale. Now, why would Stevie J, who's barely been on screen, these days randomly show up to a courthouse in a tailored suit with what looked like a folder full of receipts? Oh, because he had them. Real ones. Word on the street is Stevie J submitted a sealed testimony to the court, alleging that Bambi had tampered with Scrappy's financial documents. Yes, Bambi, Miss I'm Too Real for Fake Storylines herself, allegedly. She had access to some back-channel financial assistance and used a relative working in a finance firm to forge documents, painting Scrappy as a high roller in order to inflate child support demands. And just like that, what was supposed to be a simple court appearance turned into a scandal so deep, courtroom security had to intervene when tensions erupted. Stevie J always wanted to stir the pot and then dive in head first. Walked out of the courthouse only to be confronted by two unidentified men who pushed him up against a black SUV and told him to keep Bambi's name out his mouth. Eyewitnesses said Stevie looked more shocked than bruised, but the real damage came later when he went live on Instagram, pacing back and forth in a barely lit room, his eyes slightly swollen, saying, "Y'all want the truth? I got it. But y'all ain't. Ready?" And then he dropped the bomb. You think Scrappy went down alone? Nah, he's just the first. It's the rest about to fall like dominoes. That one line exploded on social media. Suddenly, everyone was side-eyeing Bambi, who had been unusually silent online. No Instagram stories, no TikToks, no passive-aggressive captions for a woman who usually responds to drama with a fresh wig and a selfie. The silence was deafening. But the story doesn't stop there. According to a source close to production, who requested to stay anonymous but used the alias Boomakabi there, was a screaming match weeks before this court fiasco during a closed-door production meeting. Apparently, Stevie J accused Bambi of trying to rewrite the narrative by manipulating post-production edits and threatening to leak footage if the producers didn't give her a more favorable arc. Allegedly, the meeting got so heated, Mona Scott herself had to walk in and shut it down. Stevie stormed out shouting, "Y'all want to keep protecting frauds? Fine, I got my own receipts." And apparently, he meant that. Because in that sealed testimony, there's reportedly a collection of text messages, email threads, and even Cash App screenshots where Bambi is seen coordinating with a cousin. E.S. literal blood relative and how to adjust, Scrappy's reported. Income. According to the alleged messages, she said, "We just need to lower his paper trail. That way I can file for more support. He won't even notice." True? This isn't just pettiness. This is legal manipulation, fraud, and possibly conspiracy if anyone in production or the network helped her cover it up. Legal experts are already whispering about charges that go beyond family court. Think wire fraud, document tampering maybe, even obstruction. But it gets worse. It's 2 days after the courthouse drama. Stevie J posted a now-deleted video of himself burning what appeared to be legal documents. Captioned with the cryptic words, "You'd burn it too if you knew what I..." No. That set the internet on fire. Twitter threads, Reddit theories, TikTok breakdowns of every screenshot. Every blurred name, every shadow in the background. Fans zoomed into the papers trying to identify logos, numbers, anything. Some claim they saw the VH1 logo faintly embossed on the corner of one of the sheets. If that's true, it means Stevie is holding more than just receipts on Bambi. He might have documentation tied directly to production. Meanwhile, Scrappy is sitting in jail, reportedly in a private facility awaiting legal appeal. His team claims the sentencing was influenced by tampered financial evidence and third-party interference, which is a legal way of saying, y'all set him up. No names were mentioned in the statement, but let's be real, everyone knows who they're pointing at. And then, as if the plot couldn't twist any harder, a 14-second video surfaced from an anonymous TikTok account showing a woman's hand allegedly Bambi's burning a newspaper cover that featured Stevie J's bruised face and the headline, "Stevie exposes financial scandal." The caption, "You played yourself." The video vanished minutes later, but the internet doesn't sleep. Fans matched the rings in the video to ones Bambi wore in past Instagram stories. It didn't take long for the clip to go viral and for the rumor mill to crank itself into overdrive. Is Bambi retaliating? Is she panicking? Is she guilty, or is this just another case of reality TV characters spiraling into a world they can't control anymore? And just when the drama felt like it had peaked, Stevie J dropped another live, this time from a hotel room with a city skyline behind him. Calm but locked in, like he was about to narrate a crime documentary. Halfway through, the host asked him point blank, "Was your testimony real, or are you just mad at Bambi?" And Stevie didn't miss a beat. "Everything I gave the court is real. Verified. Bank statements, audio files, text threads. Bambi ain't just messy, she knee-deep in fraud. If y'all worried about her, wait till you find out who helped her from the inside." That one line shifted the whole narrative. Because now it's not just Bambi under the microscope. Whoever allegedly helped her, a production assistant, showrunner, someone in VH1's legal department? The internet exploded with theories. And Stevie. He just leaned back and said, "Let the feds do their job." Asterisk, the moment Stevie J said, "Let the feds do their job," everything changed. This wasn't just another love and hip-hop scandal anymore. This was something way deeper, way dirtier, and way more dangerous than anyone expected. Suddenly, fans who used to argue over who wore the best wig were turning into full-blown investigators. Analyzing past footage, old Instagram lives, deleted tweets, and even liking shady posts from years ago. Reddit threads popped up overnight, connecting cast members to anonymous sources, drawing diagrams, and even uploading blurry screenshots from what they claimed were internal VH1 Slack messages. The energy shifted completely. This wasn't drama. Anymore, it was exposure. And right in the middle of that exposure sat Bambi, silent as ever. No statements, no clapbacks, no tearful stories to reclaim her image, just silence. And for someone who built a brand on always having the last word, that silence was louder than any scandal. Meanwhile, whispers started flying that VH1 had entered crisis mode. A well-known industry gossip page claimed that a secret emergency meeting was held behind closed doors between senior producers, network legal, and Mona Scott herself. The topic: damage control. They weren't just worried about cast drama anymore, they were worried about liability. Because if what Stevie J submitted was real, and if any VH1 employees knowingly helped manipulate financial documents, that puts the network in the middle of an active fraud investigation. And nobody wants to be the executive who let that mess happen on their watch. What made it worse was that fans started finding clues hiding in plain sight. Old Love and Hip Hop confessionals that had mysteriously disappeared from streaming platforms. Episodes that once featured Bambi discussing finances with producers suddenly edited into generic filler content. Rewatchers realized that scenes from past seasons had been mysteriously shortened, especially scenes where Scrappy discussed money, child support, or contract issues. One fan uploaded side-by-side clips showing the original broadcast and the current streaming version noticeably shorter. Trimmed dialogue, reaction shots swapped out. It was obvious something had been cut. But why? And who gave the order? Then came the next leak, the Twitter account claiming to be a former VH1 intern posted a screenshot of a conversation allegedly from a private group chat involving a woman named Kia, rumored to be a production assistant Tan someone saved as SG. Users believe refers to a showrunner with decision-making power. The messages were vague but telling. One read, "If Stevie keep pushing this, we got dirt on him too. Drop that 2021 clip." Another message replied, "He won't go that far. Mona already warned him. If he does, the whole house comes down." People went wild. Who was Mona warning? What clip were they talking about? And if there's something from 2021 that Stevie doesn't want released, what kind of chaos is hiding beneath the surface? But Stevie wasn't backing down. Instead, he went live again, casually sipping wine like a man who knows he has more bombs to drop. This time he didn't even speak for the first 5 minutes. He just stared at the camera while fans flooded the comments. Then he played a voice memo. It was crackly, like it had been recorded from a second phone hidden in a purse or a coat. But the words were clear enough. A woman's voice said, "Just send the paperwork to my girl. She fixed the income numbers like last time. Scrappy, don't even know. It's easier if the money looks lower on paper. Trust me, fans lost their minds." That voice sounded like Bambi, and people were already matching the tone, the background noise, even comparing it to old voiceovers from the show. But who was the voice talking to? Some claimed it was Kia, the production assistant. Others believed it was the same SG from the group chat. Either way, the implication was massive. If Bambi really altered Scrappy's reported income through a third party, and if VH1 staff were involved, that could bring charges not just against her, but against network employees. Legal experts started weighing in, calling it one of the wildest TV-related fraud stories they'd ever seen. One lawyer posted on Twitter that if any of the production staff knowingly participated in falsifying documents or manipulating edits to support a fake narrative, that's conspiracy. And if those altered records were used in court to influence a legal ruling, that's tampering. Meanwhile, Scrappy's legal team was working overtime. They filed a motion to reopen evidence review, citing new digital files, audio recordings, and alleged third-party interference. Their goal: overturn the sentence and expose the manipulation behind it. And if they succeed, Bambi could go from influencer to defendant faster than she can post a filtered apology video. But she still hasn't said a word. Until 3 a.m., that is, when her official Instagram account suddenly posted a black screen with a single caption, "I stayed quiet to protect people who didn't deserve it. But since y'all want truth, let's go." That post stayed up for exactly 23 minutes before it was deleted. But of course, the screenshots spread like wildfire. Some fans believe she's planning a tell-all. Others think she's panicking and trying to flip the narrative. Few even suggested she's preparing to drag Mona Scott herself into the mess. And speaking of Mona, her silence is becoming more suspicious by the hour. VH1 still hasn't made an official statement. Love and Hip Hop's comment sections are locked. Fan pages are posting countdowns for the next episode, but there's no confirmation that anything is actually airing next week, some insiders say. The network froze payments to several cast members, and a few crew members have already been let go without warning. One alleged memo from a VH1 producer was leaked, with the line, "We can't protect her anymore. The fans aren't buying the edits. Stevie forced our hand." If that memo is real, it confirms everything. That the network knew, that they edited around it, and that Stevie's receipts left them no choice. But even if Bambi gets thrown under the bus, fans want more. They want names. They want to know who else helped, because altering court-bound financials isn't a solo mission. And if it's true that VH1 employees participated either by forging paperwork or manipulating footage to cover for it, that's not just TV drama, that's legal exposure. And now people are pointing fingers everywhere. Was the showrunner involved? A junior editor? Maybe even someone in casting? One Reddit user unearthed a 6-month-old tweet from a former intern who claimed she was fired after questioning weird financial paperwork connected to Scrappy's shooting schedule. Nobody took her seriously then. But now she's being hailed as a whistleblower. The same user dropped a bomb of their own, a screenshot of a Cash App receipt labeled "Script Tweaks," allegedly paid from Bambi's cousin to a VH1 staffer. The receipt's username was blacked out. But the date matched the day of the now missing scene where Scrappy argued with producers over his check. Is that a coincidence? Or just the tip of a deeper scandal nobody was supposed to find? And through it all, Stevie J continues to stir the pot. He's changed his Instagram bio to, "I told y'all, I just pressed play." In one post, he wrote, "Don't cry now. Y'all wanted the truth. Well, here it is. Unedited, raw, and ain't nobody. Safe." That post alone got over 700,000 views in a matter of hours. Public opinion is starting to shift too. The same Stevie J who fans once called a manipulator is now being called a whistleblower, the villain turned truth teller. And as crazy as it sounds, people believe him, okay? Because this time, it's not just words, it's files, it's voices, it's smoke canned. Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Asterisk, the fallout from the explosion of accusations and leaked evidence has sent shockwaves far beyond the confines of reality TV gossip. Legal experts are speculating that this could spiral into federal investigations with multiple agencies possibly getting involved. The murmurings in legal circles hint at potential charges that include conspiracy, racketeering, and wire fraud. Given the alleged manipulation of financial documents and the use of digital payment platforms to cover tracks, Scrappy's legal team has been relentlessly pushing for an appeal, armed with newly surfaced evidence that could dismantle the original case against him. Their strategy is not only to free Scrappy, but to expose the entire web of deceit that might involve VH1 insiders, Bambi, and unknown collaborators behind the scenes. Meanwhile, the public backlash has been swift and severe. Fans who once supported Bambi are now turning against her, flooding social media with demands for transparency and accountability. The silence from Bambi has only fueled speculation. with some accusing her of playing the victim, while others suspect she's quietly planning her next move. Asterisk. The brands and promoters, once eager to associate with Scrappy, have distanced themselves. Overnight, with several sponsorship deals reportedly canceled and collaborations put on indefinite hold. The ripple effect has even reached local Atlanta venues, where promoters have started pulling Scrappy from guest appearances to avoid being caught in the crossfire of the controversy. VH1 itself is facing mounting pressure. Viewers have noticed sudden removals of episodes featuring Scrappy and Bambi, along with edited scenes that downplay their conflicts. There are whispers that internal audits have been launched, not just into financial dealings but also into production ethics and editorial decisions. The executive producer, Mona Scott, who has remained publicly silent throughout, now finds her reputation on the line. Social media campaigns calling for her resignation have gained momentum, questioning her leadership and the transparency of the Love and Hip Hop franchise. The leaked internal messages that suggest a deliberate cover-up have only added fuel to the fire. The network's legal teams are said to be scrambling to contain the situation, consulting with high-profile lawyers to mitigate potential lawsuits and criminal inquiries. In the midst of all this chaos, other cast members have started to break their silence. Some longtime figures in the Love and Hip Hop universe have taken to social media to express their concerns, support Scrappy, or cryptically reference hidden truths they have witnessed. Meanwhile, the mysterious TikTok account Beati Zone X, that leaked the video of the newspaper burning, has kept fans on their toes. Although the video was deleted almost immediately, the damage was done. The internet sleuths matched the rings and the nail polish to Bambi, reigniting discussions and speculation. Many wonder if this is a strategic move to intimidate Stevie J or a sign that Bambi is gearing up for a full public response. Speculation about an upcoming Talal interview has flooded social media. Fans debate whether Bambi will attempt to clear her name or drop her own explosive receipts that could shift the narrative once again. Rumors swirl that she might sit down with top gossip hosts or release a documentary-style video on YouTube. The clock is ticking and anticipation is building. Behind the scenes, security measures for Stevie J have reportedly been increased after the courthouse confrontation. The police report filed following the attack is under investigation, and 2 individuals linked to Bambi's extended circle were reportedly questioned, though no arrests have been made. This adds another layer of real-world danger to a saga that started as entertainment but now has very tangible consequences. Meanwhile, the Love and Hip Hop fan base is fractured. Some staunchly defend Scrappy, citing years of watching him as a good father and hardworking artist, while others believe Bambi's silence speaks volumes about her guilt. The once loyal viewers are now divided, with heated debates flooding comment sections and fan forums. The scandal has also revitalized interest in older episodes, social media posts, and behind-the-scenes footage as fans hunt for clues they missed the first time around. Even casual viewers have been drawn into the frenzy, as mainstream media outlets have picked up the story, framing it as one of the most dramatic and legally complex incidents to ever hit reality television. As this saga unfolds, questions about the future of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta loom large. Industry insiders speculate whether the franchise can survive this level of scandal without significant changes. Will Mona Scott be forced to step down? Will VH1 conduct a full internal audit and overhaul their production policies? Could this lead to cancellations or restructuring? The answers remain uncertain, but the pressure is undeniable. This scandal has not only exposed alleged personal and financial misconduct, but has also spotlighted the systemic issues within reality TV production, the blurred lines between scripted drama and real-life consequences. It's a cautionary tale of what happens when entertainment collides with legal realities. And as Stevie J ominously warned during his No Jumper interview, "I didn't start this, but I will finish it." The next bombshells could drop at any moment, and the entire Love and Hip Hop universe could be changed forever. Whether Scrappy walks free, Bambi faces charges, or VH1 comes under federal scrutiny. One thing is certain. This is not just another reality TV story. This is a full-scale cultural reckoning, and the world is watching. So the camera's always rolling. But this time, no edits can hide the truth. Can you believe what we've just uncovered? A scandal so wild, so messy. It feels like the scriptwriters of reality TV lost control and reality itself exploded in their faces. Lil Scrappy sentencing, Stevie J's courthouse attack, Bambi's silence. And the shadowy network cover-ups this story has everything: betrayal, fraud, and secrets that could topple careers. Now it's your turn. What do you really think? Stevie J the whistleblower we never expected? Or just stirring the pot for attention? Will Scrappy clear his name? Or is the truth more complicated than we imagine? And where does VH1 fit in? All this? Are they protecting their stars or hiding behind the curtain to save their empire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hold back, because this story is far from over, and your voice matters. If you want more explosive updates, deep dives, and jaw-dropping revelations, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, so you never miss a moment of the chaos. Share this video with your friends who love a good reality TV breakdown, because the drama just keeps getting bigger. Stay tuned, because when it comes to exposing the truth, we're just getting started.